Hello, beloved. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I'd like us to look at the book of Matthew, chapter 23, and I'll read from verse 1 to 3. Matthew, chapter 23, from verse 1 to 3. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. I'll take verse 3 again. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. So Jesus was actually telling the disciples that the Pharisees say, the scribes say, but they don't do what they say. He said, notwithstanding, because they sit in the seat of Moses, do what they say you should do, even though they don't do it themselves. It's amazing to notice that Jesus will say that, because that is an unconventional means, by which they are supposed to actually do what they are instructed to do. Now, what I mean is this. It's not conventional for Jesus to tell the disciples to listen to the scribes and to listen to the Pharisees. But yet you remember that in the book of Numbers, an ass actually spoke to a prophet Balaam. In the book of Exodus, Moses had Jethro, his father-in-law, giving him counsel. Even though Jethro did not have the ministerial expertise like Moses, who had parted the Red Sea and had worked many miracles in the land of Egypt. Yet, even though it was an unconventional means, some way, somehow, God was able to communicate to Moses through that means. Now, I just want to admonish you today. Sometimes you are likely to hear God's voice through unconventional means. And that is why sometimes you have a little child make a statement, and sometimes as you consider it meditatively, you realize that God was actually speaking to you through that little child. You could have things happening in the environment, and there are times when you consider it prayerfully, you realize that God was actually communicating something to you. This is my admonishment to you today. Be very sensitive to the voice of God through even unconventional means around you and in your life. Hallelujah. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you same time in our next session. God bless you.